The Knoxville Nationals is the biggest race on the sprint car racing calendar. The total purse pays out in excess of $1 million over the 4-day event and pays over $150,000 to the winner alone. With that comes a slightly different format from your typical sprint car race. In this video, I'm going to break down the Knoxville Nationals format for you. The first two nights of the Knoxville Nationals, the Wednesday and Thursday nights, are what we call qualifying nights. These two nights are completely identical to each other, except the Wednesday hosts half the field and on the Thursday, the other half run. See, the Nationals pays out so much money and attracts so many cars that the only way to properly qualify every car is to split the field in two. Don't stress, they all come together in the end. Both the Wednesday and Thursday start with the night's respective cars being given hot laps, followed by 2 times qualifying laps. It's really important to remember that the Nationals format is heavily based off of points. Every time you hit the track, the aim is to maximize your points. The most points you can accumulate on your qualifying night is 500 points. The last guy to do that was David Gravel back in 2017, where he got quick time, won his heat from 8th, and won the feature. For time trials, the fastest qualifier is awarded 200 points, with the next being awarded 198, third gets 196 points, and so on down the line. Only the top 50 qualifiers on each night make one of the 5 heat races, meaning 10 cars start each heat race. The 51st qualifier onwards, if there are that many cars, go to the last chance heat, where the top 8 finishers of that race will tag the back of that night's C main. If there are 10 or less cars not making the heats, there will be no last chance heat, and instead those cars will line up in order of time at the back of the C main, starting in the 6th row. For the 5 qualifying heat races, the top 8 are inverted, meaning the 5 fastest qualifiers will line up from position 8 in their respective heats. 6th to 10th fastest in qualifying will line up out of position 7 in their respective heats. I know what you're thinking. You've just qualified fastest at the Knoxville Nationals and you're being penalized because of it. Remember what I said about points being important? Qualifying first is worth 200 points, while a heat race win is awarded just 100 points. Second place in a heat race gets 97 points, third gets 3 less points again, and so on. The catch is that only the top 4 finishing cars in the heat race transfer directly to that night's A main, with the 5th to 8th finishing cars in the heat race going to the B main and the remaining cars going to the C main. So you could qualify fastest, grabbing 200 points, race from 8th to 5th in the toughest heat race of the season and still not make the feature. But you do have a lot of points. Hang on to that for now. So then we're on to that night's feature events. We have a C main, a B main, and a 25 lap A main. The top 4 finishing cars from the C main tag the back of the B main, and then the top 4 finishing cars from the B main will tag the back of the A main. No matter where your night finishes though, you get points. There is also a top 8 invert for the A main. Again, you could get quick time in qualifying, win your heat race from 8th, and still have to start that night's A main from 8th place. That night's A main starts 24 cars, with the winner receiving another 200 points and $12,000 on top of that. Second earns 198 points, third 196 points. What's key is that you keep moving forward in your feature race. At the end of the Wednesday and Thursday qualifying nights, the points are all combined, with the top 16 in points then locked into Saturday night's A main, with 17th to 26 in points awarded the first 10 starting spots in Saturday's B main. We then move on to Friday night, which has been dubbed Hard Knocks. I love this night. The format for this night wasn't this way until a handful of years ago. It's been tweaked a little bit over the years, and this updated format made it so much more interesting. Friday night's cars are kind of like the best of the rest. Although, trust me, there's always good cars on Friday night. Basically, 27th in points onwards have to race on Friday night. The Friday night's events are similar to that of Wednesday's and Thursday's racing, but consist of split field qualifying, 6 heat races, a C main, 2 B mains, and the Hard Knocks 25 lap A main. The key to Friday night is finishing in the top 4 in the A main, as those 4 cars earn a spot in Saturday night's A main. This is where things get a little weird, because you could be 27th in points after the Wednesday and Thursday night's points are combined, but still have a chance to lock into Saturday's feature before 17th to 26 on points ones have a shot, as they have to run Saturday's B main. Not to mention, only 4 of those cars make it into Saturday's A main. Crazy, right? Anyway, on to Saturday, the finale. Saturday's format is extremely simple. It's just hot laps and features. This is where every car hits the track for racing at least once. Depending on how many cars decided to turn up for Saturday night, the racing typically starts with a 10-lap E main, followed by a 12-lap D main, a 15-lap C main after that, and then a 22-lap B main. The top 4 finishers from each of these mains tag the back of the following main, until the final 4 cars are locked into Saturday's 24-car, 50-lap Knoxville Nationals A main. But the 4 cars that locked in from Saturday's B main will start in front of the 4 cars that locked in from Friday night's Hard Knocks feature. I hope you're still with me here, because we're almost done. So then we finally have only 50 laps to decide the Knoxville Nationals champ. Except, since 2010's Knoxville Nationals, the race has been a 50-lap A main with a fuel stoppage in between. Basically, halfway through the race, there will be a mandatory stoppage. If the race gets to lap 30 and there has been no stoppage, the officials will bring on the yellow lights to signal the start of the stoppage. The stoppage is a chance for drivers and teams to make changes to their car, but at the very least, add fuel and probably change tires. From there, the cars then line back up and we get the race back underway, and race until lap 50, where the winner receives $150,000. Keep in mind that the 2021 edition of the Knoxville Nationals pays $1,000 to lead just 1 lap of Saturday night's 50-lap A main. My thoughts: this format always produces good racing, but penalizing a driver for doing well doesn't sit right with me. Some people will disagree, but I'm a competition purist, and I'd rather see a driver win from the front because he's fast, rather than inverted lineups just to make the racing exciting. Also, sprint cars have never really been about fuel stops, so I've never been 100% convinced that having a fuel stop in the middle of our biggest race is a good thing. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. I hope you liked this video, and I hope I at least made it a little bit simpler for you to understand the Nationals format. Thanks for watching, and please click subscribe or like if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe to the Sprint Car Hub YouTube channel. You can also find Sprint Car Hub on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Thanks for watching.